The leveling goes high. As
when you've got a guy like Diego Lopes who's going to bring it, you know he's going to bring it. You know, he's a gamer. He's going to want to get in the face and make it a fight. So we're going to have no choice but to fight. That's the fight he brings. That's why he's so exciting. And that's why you're all going to be in a, you know, have a great fight Sunday morning or daytime, whatever it is. So cannot wait. Again, we're going to put on a show for all of you.
We see you there wearing the Cooking with Volk apron. So, I mean, put it summary for us. What is the recipe to beating Diego this weekend?
I mean, like I said, very, very tough guy. You know he's durable. He's good at striking. He's powerful. He's good at the ground. But that's when you've got to use everything. I just think I'm too smart. And I'm just going to, you know, again, the first fight obviously went my way. He will make adjustments. But I just don't believe that that's going to be enough.
And for you, Diego, if you win this weekend, it will be 1-1. As champion, would you go to the UFC and say, hey, I want the trilogy and a rematch with Volkanovski?
Oh yeah, I think it is 100%, you know. Volkanovski is a legend in the sport, so if UFC say me, you need one more fight with Volk, I take this. The people know me, I mean, accept the whole fight in my career, it's like him. I never say no.
There's been a lot of talk about retirement. Can you assure all of us fans this will not be your last fight and you've still got a lot left in the tank?
That's it, mate. That's it. Like, I know a lot of people saying that, don't know where that come from. Obviously, I've got a tough challenge ahead of me, but I'm going to get my hand raised and then maybe a quick turnaround. Hopefully minimal damage so we can get right back in there.
It's back, and this time it feels heavier, sharper, impossible to ignore. UFC analysts argue again, trying to slow the runaway momentum as old hopes resurface and Alexander Volkanovski inches closer to a rematch that refuses to stay buried. Harsh words cut deep, and with every scathing remark, both fighters reignite a rivalry that never truly cooled, proving this collision is fueled by unfinished business and a hunger sharpened by Lopez. This isn't just another fight or a convenient sequel. It's a volatile reckoning where pride is tested, legacy is threatened, and evolution is demanded, with everything hanging in the balance.
Has made the necessary adjustment to be able to keep up with Volk. Volk is going to move, Volk is going to score, and can Diego Lopes stop him from doing that?
I think Diego, he's really focused on trying to just, you know, correct any mistakes that he made on the first time. But yeah, I think Alex is going to come in strong too. I don't know how what's their strategy is going to be, because the fight was kind of like so close the first time, you know what I mean? So
with Volkanovski's measured praise, the champion made it clear that doing it again no longer defines him, the spark dulled by experience and scars. He already owns a win over Diego Lopes, and instead of reopening a chapter he believes closed, he insists true legacy is forged by new paths, by handing unbeaten rivals their first, unforgettable loss.
Might have wanted me to see against maybe a Movza undefeated guy, and that maybe for legacy reasons and people that are in the know, but then you've got everyone that
they just want to see me fight, that's the truth. The noise builds and they're like, wow, this will be thrilling, because the last one was chaos and everyone remembers it. Now we stage it in Sydney, lights hotter, stakes louder, and I reckon they'll get exactly what they are craving, a spectacle that feeds off pressure. But sure, clearly, beneath the hype, something darker is waiting to surface.
Legacy-wise, you know, having a rematch against someone I just beat, is it going to be doing so?
My legacy? Not really, because for each bout I don't feel the urge to chase it. I believe every battle explodes on its own, huge, violent, me simply defending, standing firm, facing off with whoever steps forward next.
And just knowing that we're going to put on a show that's at least I've got a good dance partner for Sydney. But that doesn't mean I can't still get these guys, and then we talk about legacy. Maybe that's exactly what's...
A quieter year forced deeper recovery, and Volkanovski says the focus has shifted to ruthless efficiency, not absorbing needless damage. He explains that the first bout was full of openings, but tiny lapses let Lopes land where he never should have. Those margins, he insists, are razor-sharp now. The plan is simple: punish reckless aggression, fully commit when a finish flashes, then snap back into defense, pressing his advantages without slipping into carelessness, ever again.
You talked about last year you didn't get to be as active, there was a little bit more recovery time needed.
How are you looking at mitigating the damage of this fight?
Just capitalise on the opportunities that come my way. You know what I mean? Again, he's going to be aggressive. Even though I felt like I had some great options, there was times where I did some things that weren't too good. Where he would catch me, there's things I just could have done better. You know, and some of those things are just very little things. You know what I mean? So very little things that I need to fix, and we fix them. So that's again, I want to make him pay for the things, and then obviously do the damage. Bulldoze, is that the word I was looking? Bulldoze through with some big punches or whatever it is, and still stay safe. When I say that, doesn't mean I'm going to be reckless. It just means I'm going to capitalise on opportunities and really capitalise. If I feel like there's a finish there, I'm going to really turn in for the finish. Then I can.
Diego's second run at the title is nothing like the first, and the difference is unsettling. He carries a quiet certainty now, calm where pressure once screamed. To him, there's no mystery left, only opportunity, because he has already survived the walk, the lights, the highest stage imaginable. Lopez sees this rematch not as a wait but as a reveal, a chance to expose the sharpened composure he's built since that first collision, where 5-round intensity no longer intimidates, it feels familiar, controlled, and dangerously inviting.
Diego, as a man who has fought and came up short for the title before, getting this rematch round and a second opportunity, does it put more pressure on you, or is it more exciting because you get another shot at this?
No, it's like no pressure. I think now it's like I'm more calm, more confident in myself too. After I'm trying to octagon with VOLK like for 25 minutes, nothing's new for me, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm so.
Looking back at their first meeting inside the octagon, Diego doesn't dodge the mistakes that nearly cost him everything when the finish was within reach. He admits he became obsessed with landing one massive, decisive shot, drifting away from his complete game. That tunnel vision, he says, has been burned out in camp. Now he's preparing to unveil a colder, more disciplined, fully realized version of himself when the rematch arrives.
When you look at the first fight that you and Alex had, is there one thing that cost you that fight that he did better, or are there a few things that you think, okay, this one needs to be changed, this one needs to be changed? When you look at that fight, how do you break it down?
Oh yeah, it's like I know I make a lot of mistakes in the first fight with VOLK. I'm trying only finish here one big hit, one big punch. It's like more is like after the second round when I'm dropping him, I feel like okay, I have the power for finishing him. It's like only looking for this, so I forget many things in my game plan. I think I fixed this in the training camp. I fixed many things, so now it's like
Okay, let's hear from voices beyond the fighters themselves, because the first clash was razor-thin yet still crowned an unmistakable winner. What stands out now is how dramatically the landscape has shifted. Since then, Diego's emphatic knockout streak has reignited belief around him, elevating his stock at a moment when questions about VOLK's long-term future refuse to fade. Bisping stresses the margins are brutal this time. Diego must be sharper, busier, and willing to dictate exchanges rather than react. VOLK, meanwhile, still brings elite fight IQ and meticulous preparation. Both men now carry blueprints to correct old mistakes, and that mutual awareness is precisely what makes this rematch so dangerously compelling, even over 5 relentless rounds.
He deserved to win that fight. Since then, and you're right,
now they are still there, yet after that moment, G.O.A.T changes everything.
Lord John Silva with an incredible spinning elbow, put him to sleep, right? Slowed down the hype train of John Silva, and now he gets another crack. Because, as we mentioned and as we touched on, we don't know how long VOLK is going to be around this sport. And listen, Diego Lopes has a chance now to go back in there and right the wrongs. He's got to be more active, he's got to go first, he's got to lead the dance. But one thing we know about Volkanovski is that the man has a ridiculously high fight IQ. He takes this sport so seriously. He's got one of the best teams around him in terms of technical input. So it's on both sides. He's had 25 minutes with Diego Lopes. He'll watch that fight back.
Volkanovski captivates through a rare mix of humility, sharp wit, and genuine connection with those around him. Bisping highlights the man beyond the cage, whether showcasing culinary skill or posting playful shorts online, paired with elite fight craft, unshakable composure under fire, relentless training ethic, and the ability to evolve after every performance, he emerges as a nearly perfect champion. For Australia, he embodies the ultimate ambassador on the world stage, representing his nation not just through dominance in the octagon, but through a demeanor that commands respect and admiration everywhere he goes.
Everything about Volkanovski impresses me. I mean, number one, when you speak to the guy, he's one of the best human beings. He's so humble, he's so down to earth, he's got a great sense of humour, he's a man of the people, he's awesome at cooking, he's a great little actor. You see the skits that he does online, like the old man bit, you know, like falling asleep and everything, walking out with a walking stick and whatnot. And then combine that with his fighting ability, his fight IQ, the way he stays calm under pressure, the way that he learns from all performances, the discipline that he has throughout all of his training camps. I mean, the man, you can't get a better champion than Alexander Volkanovski, and Australia could not have a better person to represent them on the world stage than Alexander Volkanovski.
Beatrice Johnson lays it out plainly, speaking exactly as he sees it. He isn't angry, just quietly irritated by what he perceives as inconsistency in how title shots are handed out. Reflecting on his own history of defending belts, he recalls that challengers once had to earn long, rolling runs before a new opportunity appeared. Now, he observes, some fighters can stumble, lose, and almost immediately return for a championship, often propelled more by hype than merit. To him, it signals a glaring need for transparency. If popularity drives outcomes, the UFC should simply admit it, giving fans the clarity to understand why certain contenders rise while others wait.
Mad. I just wanted to make sense, right? Like I've been in your shoes before, right? Like I've defended the belt so many times. I see the guy who's next in line. You know, Joseph Benavidez. After I knocked him out, I beat him in in Toronto. He goes on a 5-fight win streak. He gets the next title shot. John Dodson, I beat him. He goes on a 5-fight win streak. Nowadays, it's like you fucking lose to the champion. You go get one fight and you come back like bop. Like you already back in a title shot, right? It's same thing. You know, you look at Peter Yan. He just fought Merab. He took him 3 fucking years. 3 years to get back a title shot, right? It's like it's almost like, you know, that's what we talk about Dana White privileges, right? It's like how, like if they want to just say he's way more popular than you guys, he's getting a shot. That's why he's getting a shot. Just way more popular. I don't give a fuck. This man's on a 20-fight win streak. He's way more popular. Come out and say that. That way the
MMA guru is equally critical of the rematch, insisting it adds little to Volkanovski's legacy. While conceding Diego's momentum, he argues there were higher stakes, more meaningful paths available, contests that could truly elevate a fighter's standing rather than simply padding records. To him, this fight feels driven more by timing and convenience than by legacy building, a clash of opportunity over substance, offering spectacle without cementing lasting impact in the sport.
This is disgusting. Diego Lopes beat Gene Silva. Movsar Evloev is there. I know he's been inactive, and people are talking about Lerone Murphy like he didn't just beat fucking Josh Emmett and Aaron Pico. The Murphy one is like, okay, well, we haven't really seen him beat a top 5 guy yet. It's not like he's the Tony Ferguson of the division that people are making him out to be. You got to do one more, and I've been waiting for guys to do one more. But there's been no time for it because of the timing of things. But Evloev? Aljo? Something fresh? Something new? Aljo, former champ? I know he lost to Evloev, but Evloev's right there, the undefeated Dagestani guy for Volk to take on in his last fight. This is Volk's last fight. And you've just made him fight Lopez back-to-back. This does nothing for his legacy. This does not.
Conversely, Lone Murphy sees Volkanovski as the decisive favorite, even while acknowledging Diego's threat. Across 100 hypothetical matchups, Murphy argues, Volk would claim victory almost every single time. He points to Volkanovski's sharp fight IQ and unshakable composure, noting that Diego's previous clash with Silva exposed defensive cracks a fighter of Volk's caliber would ruthlessly exploit. In Murphy's view, it's the combination of cunning strategy and the ability to seize fleeting openings that firmly cements Volkanovski as the clear frontrunner for this high-stakes rematch.
And Diego Lopes.
I see it going the same way, to be honest. Obviously, Diego supposedly hits hard. He's got a puncher's chance. Any MMA fight, we know that it's a very dangerous fight. But I think if they fight 100 times, I think Volkanovski wins 95. That's my opinion. I believe Volkanovski comes out of it. He fights a smart fight again. And bro, if you look at Diego's last fight with Silva, he was getting rocked.
Oh yeah,
he was getting rocked, and he was getting rocked, bro. He was getting rocked, and I think Volkanovski's a very, very, very smart fighter. And if I watch that fight with Silva, I see so many openings in Diego's defense. So many.
Moreover, Corey Sanhagen is stepping in with a sharp eye on the first encounter. He boldly favors Lopez to pull off the upset, and he doesn't stop there, boldly forecasting a knockout as the decisive finish. It's an audacious stance that disrupts conventional wisdom, injecting a fresh, unpredictable edge into the rematch. His prediction crackles with energy, forcing everyone to reconsider just how dangerous Lopez can become when operating at his absolute peak, turning what might have seemed a settled narrative into a tense, electrifying question mark.
I think Lopez, let's be provocative and say I think Lopez is going to win.
Provocative?
Yeah. That's what I should have answered when you said, what is...
How does he win, though?
However, Aljamain Sterling frames the rematch as slightly tilting in Diego's favor, citing the physical wear Volkanovski has endured in recent fights and noting how a single, perfectly timed strike could prove decisive. Still, he openly supports VOLK, calling him an OG and highlighting the respect and shared journey they forged within the sport. His perspective balances pragmatic caution with heartfelt admiration, acknowledging both the tactical dangers and the deep reverence earned through years of dedication and excellence.
Title fight UFC 325 featherweight division Volkanovski Diego Lopez rematch.
X Factor?
X Factor.
I guess that is a rematch. Diego clipped him one time, and we know Volk's chin is not what it used to be, right? So those two knockouts back to back, I really do think it hurt him, and I think if there's an X Factor, it's probably that.
Do you favor Diego Lopez because it's a rematch?
I do, but I want Volkanovski to win.
Why?
Because he's an OG. He's an unk. We're unks.
Luke Thomas lays bare just how formidable Volkanovski truly is. To find striking success, an opponent must push him relentlessly, keep fluid movement, and drive him backward, but fail to dominate the cage, and VOLK simply slips away. Grappling proves equally treacherous. A powerhouse scrambler and expert on the mat, he resets challengers to near zero, dismantling any strategy before it can take hold. Thomas notes VOLK can chain faster attacks to provoke mistakes or ramp up output, yet the real challenge is just how elusive he is, slick, nearly impossible to control, and unforgiving of misjudged distance or weak cage management. Even the slightest positional error becomes a glaring opening for him to exploit. Dan Hardy sees a distinct opening for Lopez, however. Having spent extensive time in the cage with VOLK, he understands the subtle surprises and unexpected shifts that have undone others. Fighters who misread Volkanovski now offer Lopez a blueprint: study, adjust, and elevate his game. Hardy believes this is the perfect window for critical changes. The moment is now. So, share your picks in the comments, subscribe for the latest fight breakdowns, and weigh in. Do you see VOLK defending his throne, or can Lopez engineer the shock upset?